Imagine becoming immortal, not in movies, not in stories, on a track in less than 11 seconds, because that's what world records do. They create legends. And what if the next legend is Sha'Carri Richardson? Not just a champion, not just the fastest woman alive, the greatest woman sprinter ever. Because if Sha'Carri destroys the world record, everything changes. But that's the crazy part. 4 years, nobody was talking about immortality. They were talking about controversy, talking about mistakes, talking about disappointment. Because Sha'Carri's story wasn't supposed to look like this. It was supposed to be simple. Young superstar, Olympic champion, global icon. Instead, chaos arrived, controversy arrived, heartbreak arrived, criticism arrived, and suddenly, the future everyone imagined disappeared. The suspension, missing Tokyo, watching the Olympics from home, seeing dreams disappear overnight, seeing criticism, seeing doubters multiply, and the world moved on quickly because sport can be cruel. One moment, you're the future. The next moment, people forget. But the truth is, Sha'Carri never forgot. And that's where great comeback story begins. Not with victories, with pain. Because pain changes athletes. Pain reveals athletes. Pain creates monsters. Then come injuries, more setbacks, more frustration, and more people wondering, was the hype over? Was the moment gone? Did she miss her chance? Because sprinting is ruthless. There's always somebody younger, somebody faster, somebody healthier, somebody waiting. And time doesn't stop, especially in track and field. Which made her comeback even more dangerous because now she had something different. Not hype, not expectation, something scarier. Motivation. The kind of motivation that creates legend. And slowly, people start noticing. The speed returned, the confidence returned, the swag returned, and suddenly, so did the fear. Because when Sha'Carri is confident, she becomes different. Different energy, different presence, different pressure. And pressure matters. Because before the race even starts, some athletes lose mentally. Sha'Carri understands that. She always has. Sha'Carri embraced attention. She embraced criticism. She embraced expectation. Some people love her, some people don't, but everybody watches. And maybe that's her superpower. Because indifference kills stars. Debate creates stars. And Sha'Carri creates debate everywhere. But then imagine something nobody expects. She returned even faster. Faster than before. Faster than 10.65. Faster than her personal best. Now people stop talking about comebacks. Now people start talking about history. Because history changes conversation. Suddenly, every race matters. Every split matters. Every start matters. Every interview matters. Because maybe, just maybe, something impossible is coming. And then it happens. Not 10.65, not 10.60, not 10.55. Something insane. 10.48. The stadium explodes. The crowd doesn't understand. Commentators stop speaking. Athletes freeze because they know what they just witnessed. History, the world record is gone. Not broken, destroyed. And that's when everything changes. Because records don't just change numbers, they change people. Overnight, the narrative changes. The same people who doubted now praise. The same people who criticize now celebrate. Because greatness changes memory. People rewrite stories. People forget failures. People remember legends. And suddenly, Sha'Carri isn't controversial anymore. She's historic. And history lasts forever. But then comes the debate, the biggest debate. Greatest female sprinter ever. Because records matter. World records matter even more. Destroying the world record, that's different. That's legacy. No name starts appearing. Florence Griffiths Joyner, Elaine Thompson Hare, Shelley and Fraser Price. Legends, icon, champions. And now, Sha'Carri joins them, or maybe surpasses them, because that's what greatness does. It forces impossible questions. Then another consequence appears. Young girls everywhere starts believing bigger, because records expand imagination. The impossible becomes possible. Participation increase, dreams increase, the sport grows, women's sprinting evolves, training evolves, science evolves, everything evolves. Because greatness creates greatness. But then something unexpected happens. People start respecting her differently. Not because everybody likes her. That won't happen. Great athletes divide opinions, always. Muhammad Ali did. Usain Bolt did. Noah Lyles does. And Sha'Carri will too. But respect becomes unavailable. Because numbers don't care about opinions. Clocks don't care about criticism. History doesn't care about social media. History remembers greatness, and greatness speaks loudly. But here's the craziest part. What if 10.48 isn't the end? What if it's the beginning? Because records are dangerous. They invite ambition. They inspire generations. They create rivals. They create dreams. And suddenly, the limits of women's sprinting changes forever. The impossible becomes normal. And maybe, decades later, people won't remember the controversy. People won't remember the suspension. People won't remember the pain. They'll remember one thing: the woman who changed speed itself, the woman who rewrote history, the woman who destroyed the world record, the woman who proved that falling isn't failure, staying down is. And if Sha'Carri Richardson ever destroys the 100-meter world record, she won't just become champion. She won't just become famous. She won't just become the fastest. She might become immortal. Because world records fade, champions retire, but legends live forever.